Have you ever thought that something as simple as a glass of orange juice or a slice of cheese could quietly damage your kidneys? Most people never realize it until it's too late. Kidney disease doesn't start with pain, fever, or cough. It starts in silence. Right now, more than 37 million adults in the United States are living with chronic kidney disease, and millions more are at risk without knowing it. By the time symptoms like swelling, fatigue, or nausea appear, kidney function may already be severely reduced. The reason is simple. Your kidneys are silent workers. They filter nearly 50 gallons of blood every day. But when they weaken, harmful minerals like potassium and phosphorus begin to build up. Protein leaks into the urine, and step by step, your body suffers, from brittle bones to heart problems to kidney failure itself. So let me ask you, do you really want to wait until your kidneys are already failing to take action? Or would you rather know today which everyday foods may be slowly pushing your kidneys toward danger? The good news is protecting your kidneys doesn't require complicated diets or expensive treatments. It starts with recognizing the foods that do harm and learning safe, simple alternatives. And that's exactly what you'll discover in today's video. I'll walk you through 8 common foods that quietly damage your kidneys, explain why they're dangerous, and give you healthier swaps you can start using right away. You'll also learn 4 essential nutrition principles that every person with weak kidneys should follow. Everything I share is based on research, medical guidelines, and practical experience. No gimmicks, no myths, just trustworthy information you can use today. If you're new here, my name is Dr. Mattheus, and this is Kidney Health 365. My mission is to help you protect your kidneys with knowledge you can trust. Please subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss out on life-saving guidance. And stay with me until we reach the part about bananas. You'll be shocked to learn why this healthy fruit can be one of the most dangerous for weak kidneys. So let's begin by understanding why kidney disease often goes unnoticed until it's too late. Your kidneys are nothing short of amazing. They are nature's built-in filters, working around the clock to keep your body in balance. Every single day, these 2 organs filter close to 50 gallons of blood, removing waste, extra water, and harmful substances. They also keep the right balance of minerals like sodium, potassium, and phosphorus so that your heart, muscles, and bones can function properly. But here's the problem. When your kidneys grow weak, their filtering power begins to fade. Waste products that should be removed start to build up, and important proteins that should stay in your blood may begin leaking into your urine, something doctors call proteinuria. Seeing protein in the urine is one of the earliest warning signs that kidney damage is underway. The frightening part is that in the early stages of kidney disease, most people feel perfectly fine. There's no pain, no fever, no obvious symptoms. You might eat, sleep, and go about your day thinking you're healthy. All the while, silent damage is taking place. It's only when kidney function drops dramatically that the symptoms finally appear. Fatigue sets in. Swelling shows up in the legs and ankles. Urine output may decrease. Some people feel nausea or loss of appetite. By the time these signs are obvious, treatment becomes much more difficult, and in many cases, the kidneys are already severely damaged. That's why this stage is what I call the golden window. It's the best opportunity to take action with your diet and lifestyle before things get worse. Paying attention now can mean the difference between slowing kidney decline and facing lifelong dialysis. And this brings us to the heart of today's message: the foods you eat every day. Some of them may look harmless, even healthy, but for weak kidneys, they can be silent enemies. So let's start uncovering the 8 everyday foods that can quietly push your kidneys toward danger, beginning with one fruit that many people call a superfood, but for kidney patients, it can be risky. Let's talk about avocados. Avocados are often called a superfood. They're creamy, delicious, and packed with healthy fats that protect the heart and lower cholesterol. For healthy adults, They truly are a powerhouse fruit. The secret behind their benefits is potassium. Avocados are one of the richest natural sources of this mineral. Potassium helps regulate blood pressure, maintain fluid balance, and support muscle function. That's why avocados are often praised as heart-friendly. But here's the problem. For people with weak kidneys, that very same potassium becomes a hidden danger. When your kidneys can't remove potassium effectively, it starts to build up in the blood. Doctors call this hyperkalemia. High potassium can cause muscle weakness, irregular heartbeat, and in severe cases, even cardiac arrest. One patient I worked with thought they were eating healthy by having avocado every day. After a week, their lab tests showed dangerously high potassium levels. It was a wake-up call that not every healthy food is safe for kidney disease. So how should you handle avocados if you have kidney issues? The safest approach is to avoid them or eat them only rarely, and only if your doctor gives you the green light. If you're shopping for family members who don't have kidney problems, pick firm but slightly soft avocados with dark green skin and store them in the refrigerator to keep them fresh. If you love creamy textures, there are safer alternatives. Try mashed pears or apples for a sweet spread, or use hummus made from chickpeas for a savory option. Both give you flavor and nutrition without the potassium overload. For people with advanced kidney disease or those taking medications that affect potassium levels, it's especially important to be cautious. Always talk with your healthcare provider before adding avocados back into your diet. Have you ever been surprised to learn that a food you thought was healthy might not be good for your kidneys? Share your story in the comments below. And if this video is helpful, don't forget to like and share it with others. Now, avocados aren't the only everyday food that can put stress on your kidneys. Even something as common as a bowl of white rice may seem harmless, but it can carry risks that most people never consider. Let's talk about rice next. Rice is one of the most common foods on the dinner table. For many families, it feels like a safe, simple, and healthy staple. After all, it's low in fat and easy to digest. The benefit of rice, especially in its natural form, is that it provides quick energy and pairs well with almost any dish. For people without kidney problems, whole grain rice can be a nourishing part of a balanced diet. But here's the challenge. White rice, the kind that's been polished and refined, can create hidden risks for people with weak kidneys. First, it contains hidden phosphorus. When kidneys are struggling, phosphorus builds up in the blood. Too much of it makes bones fragile, raises the risk of heart disease, and pushes kidney damage further. Second, refined rice breaks down quickly into sugar in the body. This raises blood sugar levels, forcing the kidneys to work harder to clear out the excess. Over time, this extra strain accelerates kidney decline. So, what's the safer choice? The solution isn't to stop eating rice altogether, but to choose wisely and eat smaller portions. Brown rice or germinated red rice that has been specially processed to lower phosphorus is a better option. Combine it with plenty of low-potassium vegetables to create balance and lighten the kidney's workload. If you enjoy variety, try mixing rice with barley or quinoa in small amounts. These grains add fiber and nutrients while slowing the release of sugar into your blood. They make meals more filling, without putting as much pressure on your kidneys. People with advanced kidney disease should be especially careful about portion size and should always follow their doctor's or dietitian's advice. What works for one person may not be right for another. Have you ever tried switching from white rice to brown or mixed grains? Share your experience in the comments. It might inspire someone else who's looking for a healthier alternative. And rice isn't the only food that seems safe, but hides danger. Another one is often found in our snack bowls or kitchen cupboards. It looks sweet and harmless, but it can pack more potassium, phosphorus, and sugar than your kidneys can handle. Let's take a closer look at dried fruits. Dried fruits are often seen as a healthy, convenient snack. They're sweet, portable, and many people believe they carry the same benefits as fresh fruit. For healthy kidneys, they can be an occasional treat. The appeal of dried fruits comes from their concentrated nutrients. A handful of raisins or dried apricots may deliver fiber, vitamins, and quick energy. For people who need a calorie boost, that can be helpful. But for weak kidneys, dried fruits can quietly create serious problems. Because the water has been removed, minerals like potassium and phosphorus become highly concentrated. Eating just a small handful can give you several times more of these minerals than eating the same fruit fresh. This is dangerous when the kidneys can't filter properly. High potassium, or hyperkalemia, may cause irregular heartbeat and muscle weakness. Excess phosphorus weakens bones and strains the heart. On top of that, many packaged dried fruits are coated with sugar, salt, or preservatives, which add even more stress to your kidneys. So what's the better choice? Fresh fruits that are naturally lower in potassium, like apples, pears, grapes, or melon, are far safer options. They hydrate your body and provide fiber without overwhelming your kidneys. If you truly enjoy dried fruits, look for unsweetened, unsalted versions and limit yourself to a very small portion. But the safest approach for people with kidney issues is to replace dried fruits with fresh ones whenever possible. For variety, you can slice apples into thin chips and bake them at a low temperature without sugar. Or make a simple fruit salad with fresh grapes and pears. These options give you sweetness and flavor while being much gentler on your kidneys. People with advanced kidney disease, or those already showing high potassium or phosphorus in their lab results, should avoid dried fruits altogether. It's always best to ask your doctor or dietitian before adding them back. Do you often snack on dried fruits like raisins or apricots? Let me know in the comments. Your story may help others make smarter choices, and dried fruits aren't the only sweet food that hides danger. There's another fruit that many seniors love because it's soft, filling, and easy to digest, but it's loaded with potassium, and for weak kidneys, it can be one of the riskiest. Let's talk about bananas. Back at the beginning of this video, I told you we'd uncover a common fruit that looks healthy but can be dangerous for weak kidneys. That fruit is the banana. Bananas are soft, easy to digest, and many seniors enjoy them as a daily snack. They're often praised as a quick source of energy and vitamins. The benefit of bananas comes from their richness in potassium. Potassium is an essential mineral that supports muscle contraction, nerve signals, and heart rhythm. For healthy kidneys, bananas are a heart-friendly food. But when kidneys are weak, potassium becomes a hidden threat. A single medium banana can contain over 400 milligrams of potassium. If the kidneys cannot remove it, potassium builds up in the blood. Doctors call this hyperkalemia. High potassium levels may cause fatigue, tingling in the hands and feet, irregular heartbeat, or in severe cases, sudden cardiac arrest. That's why bananas, while healthy for some, can be dangerous for people with kidney disease. So what should you do if you love bananas, but your kidneys are not at full strength? The safest approach is to avoid them or enjoy them only rarely if your doctor allows it. Instead, choose lower potassium fruits such as apples, pears, grapes, or small servings of watermelon. These provide sweetness and hydration without the potassium overload. For variety, you can make a refreshing pear and grape salad, or blend a watermelon smoothie with a squeeze of lemon. Both give you the fresh, fruity taste you crave while being gentler on your kidneys. If you already have lab results showing high potassium, or if you're taking medications that increase potassium levels, it's especially important to steer clear of bananas. Always check with your healthcare provider before including them in your diet. Do you eat bananas often, or have you already cut them out of your diet for kidney health? Share your experience in the comments below. Your story could encourage someone else to make the change. And bananas aren't the only fruit to watch out for. Even something as popular as a glass of orange juice, often seen as the symbol of vitamin C, can become a hidden enemy for people with kidney problems. Let's take a closer look at oranges and orange juice. Oranges and orange juice are some of the most popular sources of vitamin C. Many people see them as a symbol of health and immunity. A glass of orange juice in the morning feels like the perfect way to start the day. The benefit of oranges is clear. They're packed with vitamin C, fiber, and antioxidants that support the immune system, fight inflammation, and help the body heal. For healthy kidneys, Oranges can be refreshing and nourishing. But for weak kidneys, oranges and orange juice carry hidden dangers. Oranges are naturally high in potassium. When your kidneys can't filter potassium properly, drinking orange juice concentrates the problem even further. A single glass can deliver more potassium than your kidneys are able to handle. On top of that, packaged orange juice often contains added sugars and preservatives, which make the load even heavier. Over time, this can lead to high potassium levels in the blood, putting your heart at risk while also straining your kidneys with excess sugar. So what's the safer path? If you need vitamin C, consider alternatives like guava, in small amounts and without the seeds, or talk to your doctor about vitamin C supplements. Fresh apples, pears, and berries also provide antioxidants and support your health without the potassium overload. For variety, you might try making a light fruit salad with apples and grapes, or enjoy a warm cup of lemon water in the morning. Both give you a refreshing taste and a boost of vitamin C without stressing your kidneys. People with advanced kidney disease or those already showing high potassium in their lab results should avoid oranges and orange juice altogether. It's always safest to follow your doctor's guidance before making changes. Do you still drink orange juice in the morning? Or have you already switched to safer alternatives? Share your habits in the comments. Your story might help others make the change too. And oranges are not the only everyday food that seems harmless, but can overload your kidneys. Even something as common as processed meat, like sausage, ham, or deli slices, can quietly push your kidneys closer to trouble. Let's talk about processed meats. Processed meats, like sausages, hot dogs, ham, bacon, and deli slices, are convenient and tasty. They're easy to cook, easy to store, and for many families, they're a quick solution when time is short. The appeal of processed meats is that they provide protein and flavor. For healthy people, eating them occasionally might not cause much concern. Protein, after all, is essential for muscle repair and energy. But for people with weak kidneys, processed meats can be a hidden enemy. The first problem is salt. These meats are loaded with sodium to keep them preserved and flavorful. Extra sodium makes the body hold on to water, which raises blood pressure, causes swelling, and forces the kidneys to work harder. Over time, this can speed up kidney damage. The second problem is additives. Processed meats often contain nitrates, phosphates, and preservatives. These chemicals strain the kidneys, build up in the blood, and weaken the bones and heart. So what's the safer option? Fresh, lean meats like chicken breast, turkey, or fish are much better choices. Cooking them at home with light seasoning allows you to control the salt and avoid harmful additives. Even better, try plant-based proteins in moderation, such as beans or lentils, if your doctor approves. If you want variety, roast a whole chicken at the beginning of the week and use it for sandwiches or salads instead of deli slices. Or make a simple homemade turkey patty with herbs and olive oil. Both are flavorful, filling, and kinder to your kidneys. For people with kidney disease and high blood pressure, cutting down on processed meats is one of the fastest ways to reduce strain on the kidneys. Always read labels carefully. If you see long lists of additives or sodium levels off the charts, it's a sign to stay away. Do you still keep sausage or ham in your fridge? Or have you already switched to fresher options? Share your answer in the comments. It might inspire someone else to take the same step. And processed meats aren't the only salty culprit. Many households also rely on pickled vegetables like sauerkraut, kimchi, or salted cucumbers to add flavor to meals. But for weak kidneys, these foods can be even more dangerous. Let's take a closer look at pickled and fermented foods. Pickled and fermented foods, like sauerkraut, kimchi, or salted cucumbers, are favorites in many households. They add crunch, tang, and flavor to the table. For some people, these foods even feel like a tradition passed down through generations. The benefit of pickled foods is that they make meals more appetizing and can provide some probiotics that support digestion. In moderation, for healthy kidneys, they're not usually a problem. But for weak kidneys, pickled and fermented foods are one of the biggest hidden dangers. The reason is salt. During the pickling process, huge amounts of sodium are added to preserve the vegetables. A single serving can contain more salt than your kidneys can handle in an entire meal. Extra sodium leads to water retention, swelling in the legs and hands, and higher blood pressure. Over time, this constant stress speeds up kidney damage and raises the risk of heart problems. So what's the safer choice? Instead of pickled or fermented vegetables, choose fresh produce that's lightly cooked. Steamed or boiled greens with just a touch of seasoning give you flavor without the salt overload. Herbs like garlic, ginger, and lemon can bring taste to your meals naturally. If you're looking for variety, try making a simple salad with cucumbers and pears dressed in olive oil and vinegar. Or steam green beans with a squeeze of lemon for freshness. Both options add brightness to your plate while keeping sodium levels low. For anyone already dealing with kidney disease or high blood pressure, it's best to avoid pickled foods entirely. Even small amounts can add up quickly, making it harder for your kidneys to stay balanced. Do you still eat pickled foods with your meals? Or have you started switching to fresher vegetables? Tell me in the comments. Your answer might encourage someone else to make a healthier choice. And while pickled foods are packed with salt, there's another group of foods that poses an equally serious risk: canned and packaged products. They may seem convenient, but for your kidneys, they can be a heavy burden. Let's talk about canned foods next. Canned foods, like canned soup, canned beans, or canned fish, are staples in many kitchens. They're convenient, affordable, and last a long time on the shelf. For busy families, they often seem like the perfect solution. The benefit of canned foods is convenience. They provide quick access to protein or vegetables when fresh options aren't available. In emergencies or busy weeks, they can feel like a lifesaver. But for weak kidneys, canned foods can become a silent burden. The main issue is sodium. To preserve them, manufacturers often add very high amounts of salt. Just one serving of canned soup can contain more than half of your daily sodium limit. Too much sodium causes water retention, swelling, and high blood pressure, all of which accelerate kidney decline. The second issue is additives. Many canned products contain phosphates, preservatives, or artificial colors. When kidneys can't filter these chemicals, they build up in the blood, weakening bones and straining the heart. So, what's the safer approach? Always choose fresh foods whenever possible. If you must use canned products, look for labels that say low sodium or no salt added. Drain and rinse canned beans or vegetables under water before cooking to remove extra sodium. This simple step can cut salt levels significantly. For variety, you can cook a quick soup at home using fresh vegetables and lean chicken, or prepare a batch of homemade beans with garlic and herbs. These dishes are just as comforting but far safer for your kidneys. People with kidney disease should be especially careful with canned foods. Even small amounts, if eaten daily, can quickly overload the kidneys with sodium and phosphorus. Always read the nutrition label before you buy. Do you rely on canned foods at home, or have you tried switching to fresher options? Share your experience in the comments below. Your tips may help someone else make the change. And now that we've covered 8 common foods that silently harm your kidneys, it's time to shift from what to avoid to what you can actively do. In the next part, I'll share 4 golden nutrition principles every person with weak kidneys should follow. These simple rules can make a powerful difference in protecting your health. When your kidneys are weak, every meal matters. Food is not just about filling your stomach. It can either protect your kidneys or push them closer to failure. That's why these 4 golden principles of nutrition are so important. They're simple, practical, and can guide you every single day. The first principle is to reduce salt. Too much sodium makes your body hold on to water, raises blood pressure, and forces your kidneys to work harder. Over time, this accelerates kidney decline. Aim for no more than about 1 teaspoon of salt per day. That includes not just table salt, but also what's hidden in soy sauce, bouillon cubes, and seasoning packets. Choose fresh herbs like garlic, ginger, or lemon to flavor your meals instead. The second principle is to reduce potassium. When kidneys are weak, they can't clear potassium effectively, and high potassium levels can put your heart at risk. Along with avoiding high potassium foods like bananas, avocados, and oranges, it's also important to prepare your vegetables properly. Peel them, slice them thin, soak them in water, and boil them with plenty of water before eating. This simple step can lower the potassium content significantly. The third principle is to reduce phosphorus. Excess phosphorus makes bones weak and brittle, while also harming the heart. For people with kidney disease, avoiding foods rich in phosphorus, like organ meats, whole milk, cheese, and processed meats, is key. If you need calcium or vitamin D, get them through supplements or foods recommended by your doctor, not from dairy or phosphate-rich foods. The fourth principle is to avoid additives and preservatives. Processed, packaged, and fast foods are often full of hidden chemicals like phosphates, nitrates, and artificial colors. These pile up in your blood when your kidneys are weak. The safest choice is always fresh, natural, minimally processed foods. The closer it is to the way nature made it, the better it is for your kidneys. These four principles, less salt, less potassium, less phosphorus, and no additives, form the foundation of a kidney-friendly diet. They're not about complicated rules or strict restrictions. They're about small, smart changes that protect your kidneys every single day. So far, we've uncovered the dangers of 8 everyday foods and learned the 4 golden nutrition principles to protect your kidneys. But here's the bigger picture. Your kidneys are silent workers, and their health is in your hands. In the conclusion, I'll bring everything together, remind you why action now is so important, and show you the simple next steps you can take today to protect your kidneys and your life. We've learned a lot today. You now know that even everyday foods like avocados, rice, dried fruits, bananas, oranges, processed meats, pickled foods, and canned products can silently harm weak kidneys. And you've discovered 4 golden nutrition principles: less salt, less potassium, less phosphorus, and avoiding additives that can help protect your kidneys for the long run. But here's the truth. Kidney problems often progress silently. By the time symptoms like swelling, fatigue, or nausea appear, the damage may already be severe. That's why starting today matters. Not next week, not someday, today. The hopeful news is that you are not powerless. Even small changes, swapping a banana for an apple, rinsing canned beans before cooking, or using herbs instead of salt, can make a real difference. Step by step, you can lighten the burden on your kidneys and strengthen your health. So what should you do next? Begin by looking at your meals this week. Identify just one food you can replace with a kidney-friendly alternative. Drink water wisely, season lightly, and focus on fresh foods. One simple step can start your journey to better kidney health. Please remember, everything I've shared here is for education only. It does not replace professional medical advice. Always talk with your doctor before making big changes to your diet or treatment plan. If you found this video helpful, I invite you to subscribe to Kidney Health 365 and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss new updates. And if you want to keep learning, check out my next video where I reveal the top drinks that can actually help your kidneys heal while you sleep. Your kidneys work tirelessly for you, every minute of every day. Isn't it time you started working for them?